All right. All right, there we go. All right. Let me see let me see what the best way to do this layout is. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so welcome to the show, everybody. As you saw, we have a bunch of guests for tonight's show, which is so it should be fun. Um, I'll uh, I'll let everybody go around and introduce themselves. Most of them you probably know already, but we'll let them go around and introduce themselves, and then we'll come back and get started. So, Chris, you want to start?
Sure thing. I'm Chris from Chris's Strange and Things on YouTube, Instagram, and then I also am a contributing editor for Classic Toy Trains magazine. Happy to be here. Thanks, Eric.
Cool. Ben?
Yeah, I'm Ben from Ben's Trains on Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel, also known as Ben's Trains. And, I write articles every now and then, But yeah, just another model railroading fan. Happy to be here as well.
All right, Jason? You're on. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, I'm Jason. I run the JD Stucks YouTube channel, and I build layouts that never have scenery put on them.
He's got a cool layout, though.
That is true.
All right, Sid.
Hey everybody, I'm Sid from Sid's Trains on YouTube and Sid's Trains on Instagram, and I'm kind of known as the electronic wizard. I do all the work on the model trains, electronics, all the upgrades and things. Happy to be here.
Cool. And last but not least, Peachy.
Hey everybody, I'm Peachy from Peachy's Trains on YouTube, Instagram, and kind of TikTok. And yeah, just, hanging out. Happy to be here. This is Brody. He's hanging out with us.
I don't know where Chessie is. He was laying down here earlier, but he's disappeared. Yeah, so as everybody knows, the new Lionel catalog dropped today. Special because it's the 2025 is the 125th anniversary. So everyone was hoping there would be some cool anniversary stuff in there, and I think there is. So we'll go over, we'll get started and take a look at it and get everyone's opinion on stuff, and just go from there. I don't really have a script or anything for tonight, so we're just going to kind of wing it. So with that being, yep. So with that being said, let me share my screen. Let's see here. Oh, now if you have questions for any of the people here, if you want to save them, I will try to have someone note them if I can, but there's a chance that if we're talking, we won't see them. So we'll probably pause and put some questions every now and then. And then you can ask your questions to either one of us, and we'll try to give you some answers. So, all right. Cool. All right, so we got the 125th anniversary catalog. Long awaited. Yeah. So got our letter from Howard Hitchcock, and they've got a little evolution of Lionel's history, all that kind of stuff, the timeline. You can check that out, and of course we get into the 125th anniversary. 125th anniversary stuff. So so first we've got these new. They're the Vision Line Hudsons, which we've already seen. Well, the original Vision Line Hudsons were brought out in 2010, I think, and then we've got them coming out again this year. But here we've got a shrouded in the Commodore Vanderbilt likeness, and which is cool because it's it's very nostalgic for Lionel's past. In the pre-war period and the I think maybe the post-war, but the late pre-war period. I think they definitely did the Commodore Vanderbilt then, and maybe that early post-war. So it kind of harkens back to there. And we were talking about this before the show began that I think that those who are familiar with Lionel's past, with the post-war and pre-war periods and all that kind of stuff, I think you'll find a lot of nods to the past here that are kind of cool and little Easter eggs that'll say that kind of brings back stuff from their past. If you're not too familiar with their past, well, we'll try to point some of this stuff out along the way so that you know why it's in the catalog on this particular year. So anyway, we've got the gold version, the Locomotive of the Year version, then we've got the boy, my page keeps on going crazy. Then we've got the blue version with matching passenger cars and the red version. So what do you guys think of this? Well, I guess we'll just go around the table. So Chris.
Yeah, I'm not a huge New York Central fan, and obviously this is a New York Central locomotive that's done in the Lionel schemes. So not so much for me. I think it's cool that they came out, they redid those old colors. And I mentioned this in my video, I think the tin plate passenger cars there are super cool to see. You see those pop up every now and again, sometimes in really good shape, like the original ones. And it'd be really cool to have those in a collection. So those are honestly, it's the passenger cars on this page that really pop for me, beyond the engines, I think.
Yeah, definitely like the pre-war nod they've got with a lot of this anniversary stuff. Ben, what do you think?
The gold one is coming home. The gold one is a major go for me. I like stuff that is just something that has a wow factor when you see it. And for me, like the gold engine does that. It looks like almost like a trophy, if you will, and you can pretty much run it with anything. Also looks good pulling Christmas cars during the Christmas season as well. So yeah, that's a done deal.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to look 10 times better, probably 100 times better in person than it does in the catalog.
Yeah,
that's going to look great. And it's $100 more, so I assume that's real gold plating.
Yeah, that's absolutely coming home. That's it.
All right, Jason, what do you think?
Commodore Vanderbilt's never been my favorite steamer, admittedly, but if I had to pick one out of this, it would be that red. It's the classic Lionel Commodore Vanderbilt red.
I agree. That's really nice. Peachy?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the blue one. I really like that it kind of is like tin plate-esque, but it's not actually tin plate, is it?
No, it's tin plate inspired.
Okay, yeah. So I like the tin plate-esque of it all. But yeah, and then if I were to get one, which I'm not going to, but if I were, I would get the blue one.
Right on. It looks like they don't match in the catalog, the engine and the cars. I'm assuming they're going to match when they're actually made. I hope they match.
I hope, yeah.
You never know with Lionel with blues and greens. You never know, but I assume they're gonna match. Sid, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of like Chris. I think the cars are really the kind of the focal point here. I think a lot of people might end up just buying those cars alone.
Yeah.
But Lionel made the scale Commodore Vanderbilt back in the 90s a few times, and they made the red and blue version. And it was kind of interesting. The red one, came as expected. It was just, classic red, paying homage to the original Red Comet. But the blue streak version, it was cataloged as like this very dark blue. It's funny, Lionel's been doing meh renders for years. If you look at old catalogs, and it was a dark blue in the catalog, and then it showed up as kind of this like the passenger cars there. And so it's going to be interesting to see whether the cars and engines look like the engine in this catalog, that very light color, or if they're going to show up like the passenger cars. But I definitely think it's cool that they're doing these, and I think those passenger cars are going to sell really well.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's the engine matches the passenger cars, because I like that color better.
Yeah.
I'm assuming these are going to be similar to the a few years back they did the pre-war inspired bipolar set that had it's kind of inspired by the pre-war state set, and it had some of these heavyweight passenger cars that were done up in a pre-war style. So they're the plastic-bodied heavyweight passenger cars that Lionel makes, but they have the like brass finishings on them that look really snazzy and everything. So they're going to look fantastic. And I think, like I said, I think a lot of people might just order those aside and not the engine, but we'll have to see. I'm kind of drawn to the red one too. But it's going to take me a while to decide. I like the red one, the gold one. It's going to be hard to decide, but yeah, there's some cool ones on here.
You're going to get
sure.
the gold one.
Yep. Now, real quick before we move on, I was, on Discord today. People were talking about it, and there were some people grumbling that they were like, "Well, why are they calling this a Vision Line engine? It's is there going to be a swinging bell? It says there's a swinging bell, but I don't see a bell." And Val at Legacy Station let me know that apparently there is a swinging bell that's going to be on the other side that you can't see.
Yeah.
So
funny. I actually have a Commodore Vanderbilt I can show.
Oh yeah, show us. Here, let's highlight.
Let me pop it off my shelf here. It's funny. It's behind the door.
Show us, Sid from Sid's Trains.
I didn't know if they were going to have a bell, but I told people, I said, look, if it's a mistake and it doesn't have a bell, I'm sure they'll compensate and add like safety steam or something. So
yeah, so I think I don't know. I thought the catalog said it wasn't going to have swinging bell. Maybe I misread. But this is the old 90s Commodore Vanderbilt, and it's still a J1E underneath all of this, and there's a bell right up here. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
But there's a bell there, and so I would assume if they decide to do a swinging bell, yeah, it has a bell, so it can swing. That was kind of a thought I had, was just like, yeah, what's going to make it, fully Vision Line? But if it has that, I would say, it's pretty, it's got all the bells and whistles.
Right. Yeah, apparently that's what it's going to have. I think I saw it said swinging bell on the actual other page, the later page where it talks more about it. I think it's kind of a clever thing they did. They're bringing the Hudson out anyway, so
yeah,
get more bang for their buck and do a shrouded version. Why not?
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's see if I can move on without the page thing going crazy. All right, now we got something that we've got a couple of things here. So we've got the S2 turbine, whatever you want to say, and we've got the 242 Scout, and then passenger cars down there, and these are all direct nods to the past. The S2 obviously is a blown up scale version of the post-war turbine. I forget what the number was on that. It was like what was that, like 6,200 or something like that. So that's definitely a reference to the post-war. The Scout, obviously, there were tons of Scout sets made in the post-war period, and I think the pre-war period as well. The Scout sets were that was the name that Lionel gave to their entry-level sets back then. It was basically the post-war equivalent of like base Lion Chief now. So that's what those are, and it's kind of cool that they're bringing out a Scout, but yet it's going to have whistle steam and all the nice features that we get on modern locomotives. So it's kind of like a gussied up Scout that is no longer an entry-level locomotive, and not an entry-level price either. And then we've got the cars down below, and again, these are a direct reference to I think they're the 2400 series passenger cars from the post-war period. I've got a set of them that my dad had when he was a kid, so I knew what these were right away. And I think they've got the same names. They've got Maplewood, Chatham, Springfield, and I don't know what the other one says, but those are a direct reference to post-war 2400 series ones. And I think there's also a Lion Chief set that has them as well. We'll get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think these are cool. I think the price tag on the S2 is, all things considered, isn't too bad.
Yeah.
I sold my old S2, which I regretted, so I'm glad they're coming back. And this one has whistle steam to boot. So, and then the Scout, $9.99. It's not too bad, all things considered. And then the 4-pack is $1,000. And we've all grumbled about the price of these 21-inch passenger cars from Lionel. I think they're gold plated on the inside or something, but yeah, $1,000 for a 4-pack. But I'm sure they'll be nice. So let's open it up, Chris. Any opinions?
Yeah. Again, the post-war, pre-war, all those, like the nods to the past, is kind of beyond me, because everyone knows me. I'm more of a modern guy, and it's not so much into the history. I think the green cars are super cool. I think they're really neat in a collection. I'm not going to be ordering them, but they would definitely pop and just look different. The S2, we can talk about that when we get to it. That's the highlight, one of the main highlights, engine-wise, for me in this catalog is seeing that. So yeah, I think that it's a cool way to look back at the past, and I can appreciate that.
Cool. Ben?
For this particular set, nothing in particular catches my eye. I know other people might favor this a little bit more, but this one it doesn't have the wow factor for me specifically. So I guess it's just not my style, but it's not bad either. The cars themselves, the passenger cars, we're starting to see some short trains on some layouts here, and that's because, like you said, the pricing on the passenger cars is getting Snoop Dogg levels high. So
yeah. Right on. Okay, Jason.
Those, I just can't get over those passenger car prices, and yeah, nothing for me on that page. But I mean, the Locomotives those price tags, they're one thing, but then when all the passenger cars are consistently $250, $300 a car, it's like, oh my gosh, the days of getting a 5-pack for $400 are long gone.
Yeah, it's crazy. I still don't understand what makes. I mean, it's to the point where the passenger cars are more expensive than the locomotive in some cases. If you want to get them all. I mean, like the Hiawatha sets that just came in, the 442s. The locomotive's not a bad price. I think it's $1,200. But the passenger cars, 7 passenger cars, it was like $2,000, over $2,000 for those. So it's
Right.
crazy.
Put people in them.
Yeah, and there's no people in them. I don't get it. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but they need to move to a different factory or something, because I don't know what's going on. But yeah, seems like there's probably not going to be a lot of interest from, I don't know, like for younger people who don't care about post-war and pre-war stuff. I don't know if they're going to like this stuff. It's
Well, I think one of the problems with it too is it's still the same price as the scale stuff that is supposed to look as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
So, like, if I'm going to be spending $1,300 on an S2, I'm going to buy the one that looks more real than the one that looks like it was made 125 years ago. That's just me, though. And if I had, endless amounts of money and I had an original S2 from back in the day, then it would be cool to add this similar one to that collection. But I would imagine that population is very small.
Oh, it says the number right there, 671. I was trying to remember the number of the post-war S2, and it was 671. Yeah, that's a good point there. So I'm not sure how much appeal these will have, but I think it's cool. It's the problem is a lot of the people who would appreciate this are dead. So, I don't know. We'll see. I like the passenger cars. Peachy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. Sorry, Zach's printing stuff over here, if you can hear that. I think the Scout is really cool. I like it. I think it's a cool throwback, but to be honest, for the size of the engine, I feel like it's kind of expensive for me. Because it's very small, but I don't know if that makes it more complicated or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's cool, but not for me.
And Sid, what do you think?
You know, it's all cool. The prices are kind of crazy on the Atlantics and the passenger cars. The S2 I think has only gone up whatever like $100 since they last made it or something like that.
Yeah.
I just recently was on Long Island with a friend, and he has the entire Lionel Century Club from around 2000 when they made the first one, and it's all original semi-scale style engines that just have the modern tech in them, and it just makes me wonder why not do that. I understand wanting to appeal to a sort of more scale modeler, but at the same time I look at this as maybe sort of as laziness. Why not retool something that you have, or come up with a new tooling like the Prairie. They made the Prairie the last catalog, I think it was, the little starter set, and that seemed to sell really well. And it has a much more close connection to the original stuff with still having the new tech in it. And so I feel like that would be a slightly better way to maybe utilize these old paint schemes and ideas. But I get why they're doing it. It's just like I was saying, the prices, and I think having a smaller model would bring the prices down, instead of buying a Scout for whatever almost $1,000 MSRP. You could have a smaller Scout for maybe only $400 or something. That's still a lot of money for someone who's younger, but it's still a lot better.
Yeah. Well, good points. Definitely some a lot of opinions on this, and some I guess you could call it constructive criticism on all this stuff. So we'll move on to the next page. This next page has some stuff that I like. I've the Vision Hudson pre-war set. Me personally, I'm probably definitely going to order this just because I love the pre-war inspired sets. And it looks really cool. It's got looks like it's got like a Vanderbilt style tender and the cool Lionel logo on it. So it's probably not for everybody because it's not very realistic, obviously. But I really like the pre-war inspired stuff I already have. And there was one that I didn't order originally and I had to get it later. And I said to myself, I'm never not going to let that happen again. So if they ever do some pre-war inspired stuff again, I'll definitely order it if I can. So that's most likely a definite yes. And then we've got the Trainmaster set, which again is sort of post-war inspired. Obviously, the Trainmaster is one of those iconic engines from the post-war period. So it's fitting that it would be in an anniversary catalog. And I don't know if any of the it looks like it's got a hot box reefer on there, which is cool.
Yeah.
And it's got standard caboose and a gondola, and then a Freight Sounds boxcar. So you've got two two fancy cars, for lack of a better term, in the set. So $11.99. I think it's, considering other prices, it's not, in my opinion, it's not too bad. So it's a nice set. I don't know if I'm going to order that one, but it's definitely, I like it. So what do you guys think, Chris?
Yeah. The Hudson pre-war set's probably the nicest pre-war set that they have in this catalog. I think if I will not be ordering one, but if I would be, that's the one. I love that the engine has all the Vision Line features. It's got swing bell and whistle steam built in, which I think is going to look really cool and something that looks super old. You're getting the Freight Sounds boxcar, and the caboose has the sounds like the Vision caboose also in that set. So that's kind of neat. So I like that one. I said in my video, I'm not a Trainmaster fan. So that's going to be a pass. That's an easy pass. But yeah, the Hudson set's pretty neat.
I think we lost Jason. Hopefully he'll be back. Ben, what do you think?
In all honesty, I'm not even a pre-war guy. So it would be a pass for me. It's not something I'm particularly interested in. It's pre-war, but has, a current day, price because of the features it has. So it's just going to be a pass for me. The color does look nice. I'm not sure if that's a black or a deep green on it, or if that's just my computer.
On the Hudson?
On the top, yeah. What color is that?
I think it's black.
Okay.
It should be black.
Okay. Might be this computer, but yeah, this is just going to be a pass for me.
Cool. Peachy?
Yeah, I like it. You know me, I like ACL, I like Southern trains. So if it's not a Southern line, it's probably not going to happen. It does really make me think of RBP though. And I do agree with you, Eric. This is probably the coolest tender, I think, in the whole catalog. I think it's really cool. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, not for me, but that's okay. There's other stuff for me later.
Jason, what do you think?
Well, first of all, sorry, my computer died.
That's okay.
But yeah, I'm not really into these either. I hate to sound so boring. Not really interested in it. But I keep reading in the comments people teasing me about not buying Lionel. So I just got to point out to everyone out there, the last 2 locomotives I've bought, they're both Lionel. Here and a Legacy Polar Express. So see, I do buy Lionel and I do like Lionel. So take that.
Yeah,
You
quick
bought
give him a hard
Lionel.
time.
It's because MTH doesn't have the Warner Brothers license for the Polar Express, Jason.
Yeah. Sid, what do you think?
I think of all the pre-war and post-war inspired stuff, this is probably the best. The Vision Hudson set, that's, was the ultimate set next to the 700E when it first came out in the pre-war era. You got your 763E style Hudson with that Vanderbilt tender, and all the cars they have behind it are, seem to be tooled up to look really similar to the originals. And I think this is a good combo. It looks really good. And same with the Trainmaster. It's just a great combo of cars, and they definitely put thought and some research into it. Something I saw people asking questions about is whether they're going to use like the original numbers on all this stuff. I personally think they should. It would be, cool to have all the same names.
Yeah.
If they don't, if they don't, it's probably because they either don't know or realize they aren't, or maybe they just decide not to.
I think it's probably the first one.
Yeah, probably the first one. If people want something, just tell them, and they've actually followed through on a lot of stuff recently when people, send them emails and whatnot.
Yeah.
But these are cool. If of the 2, I'd probably buy the Vision Hudson set. That might be one of those things when it comes in and I see it. If I really like it, I buy it. But I'm not planning to order either of them. But yeah, really cool sets.
Right on. Cool. All right, so let's move on. I think this is one of the last of the sort of old school inspired stuff. So now this one here, we've got the Prairie, the 125th anniversary Prairie, 1430 WS passenger set. And this one, I can't see the road number on it, but I think this is the exact set that my dad had when he was a kid, and I've got this stuff down there. I think that engine is either it might be 2025 or I forget the other number, but
I think it's 675 is the other number.
Yeah. So, this is definitely right off the pages of a post-war catalog. There we go again. So yeah, I think it's cool. It's a cool throwback. The price isn't bad. It gives you a little bit more of an affordable option. But again, it's all about, I don't know if there are young people who are going to get what it is. But even if you don't get what it is, I think it's still an attractive looking set. And again, the price tag isn't too bad, $550. So, and then we've got the New York Central set again. I think this is right out of a post-war catalog, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember which year, but one of the 1950s ones. And that's a nice looking set as well. I don't know if does it have a. I don't think any of the cars are feature cars, unless I'm wrong. Does come with a transformer, which is nice.
Might be a dump car.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. The dump car. Dump's cold, the touch of a button. It'd be cool if they would make those. If they would update that to not need the button. To be able to do it from your phone. Maybe it does, but it'd be cool if you could activate it from your phone instead of having to have some sort of a button. Does come with a now this one comes with the track and the transformer.
It's like a full old school, conventional set.
So that's kind of cool. Oh yeah, it's conventional. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, it's conventional. So that's kind of a cool throwback. I get people all the time asking if you can run modern trains conventionally, and of course you can. But here we have one that is solely conventional, and I think that's kind of cool to do. By the way, speaking of conventional modern trains being conventional, it was funny when the last time I was up at Lionel, Dave Olson told us that making modern trains backwards compatible all the way back to being conventional is one of the biggest pain in the butt things they have to do. And and it requires a lot of extra stuff apparently to do it that you normally wouldn't need. And so little trivia there on making them conventional compatible. If they didn't have to do that, it would probably might bring the cost of the engine down a little bit, but everything's got to be backwards compatible. But and then we got the gantry crane again, a post-war classic. So everything on this page is pure post-war stuff in the modern era. So I think it's kind of cool. And the price on the Prairie set again is okay. The price on the New York Central a little bit higher, and so. But overall, I think it's cool. I don't think I'm going to order any of these, but I do think they're cool. What do you guys think, Chris?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I like I think it's cool they came out with a fully conventional set with the transformer and the track, kind of the whole 9 yards. And the prices are what they are, and I'm not pricing these things out. It would be cool if they could have gotten that down to the same price as some of the starter sets that they're doing. So someone could just say, oh, instead of buying this $500 starter set, I'm going to buy this $500 conventional set with the transformer and everything. But it is what it is. I think they're pretty neat. And if I was in for any starter set from this catalog, it would probably be the Prairie set that's there on the green passenger cars. Those are just super cool.
Yep. There we go with the hyperactive arrow again. Chris, any opinions? Oh yeah, Ben. Sorry, I meant to say Ben.
Again, this one it's not for me, but if I was to go with one, it would definitely be the New York Central on the bottom. I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but that one has my eye. I like the black and I like the gray stripes of the New York Central. I think that's a cool set.
Yeah. Peachy, like any of them?
Meh. None are really jumping out at me. Kind of like you said, I don't really understand how a conventional set can be that expensive. I don't know if they're including the transformer and track, and that makes, I don't know, but that's kind of crazy to me. But yeah, no.
Yeah, it would be nice if the conventional set was a little less, if it was like, I mean, it's a nice set, if it was like $800 or something.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little pricey, but
It is up there.
Sid, what do you think? Sid's going to have a big opinion.
The Prairie set, that set, I gotta admit is really cool. They did a freight one in the last catalog. You know, I think if they're gonna go towards doing all this old school stuff, it would be better to stick to that sort of idea where it's really close to the original, but maybe has Lion Chief. That conventional set, it shouldn't. If it's really fully conventional, I actually haven't looked through the catalog that closely. I haven't gotten a copy or looked at online much today. But if it's really just conventional and maybe just has a horn or something like that, it really shouldn't be that expensive. Those diesels are just the same ones that they've had for probably a while now. Maybe they could argue the car, like the dump car, is new or something. It's kind of just hard to believe that it would cost that much, because I could probably build whatever they're putting inside of that out of stuff from like Radio Shack and, you know, do it at home myself. I get it. You know, there's a whole process to everything, but if they're arguing that it's going to cost more to produce the more simple technology, it's probably a lie in many regards. Producing the transformer and stuff like that, I sort of get they're sort of moving away from that. They're just trying to do all the bricks for the wall. That set's probably kind of just a large cash grab.
They had to get rid of some of those old transformers they had.
They had to go through their old stock. They're probably just betting on the fact that there are people who want their trains conventional, and so maybe they'll just be like, "Oh, this is for me. I don't care what it costs. I'm going for it." That's a little much for something like that. They brought out like maybe 120th anniversary set or something a couple years ago. It was a Santa Fe set. And it had like LC 2.0 in it, and I'm not even sure if it was that much. It might have been. I've got that
set.
Yeah,
I don't recall it being that much. This much.
Yeah. So
and it had the milk car.
Yeah.
I think it had a couple other things, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. If people like it, I guess that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Definitely.
You have a point. I mean, maybe there's, if you're the kind of person who only likes conventional, it's probably not that often that you see a brand new conventional only set, and so they might be like, "Well, I don't care. Hey, I'll pay it." You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Jason, what do you think?
Is that locomotive in the Prairie set die cast?
Yeah. I don't know. I hope it is.
It is.
The original Prairies were plastic, I think, or the Scouts were plastic.
I'm sorry, but I got to echo everyone's comments. 550 for 3 plastic passenger cars, and I feel like you can get Polar Express ready to run sets for less than that. And I just, we're talking about. I guess we're talking about entry level sets here. Whew, if I was getting into this hobby and I saw 550.
Yeah. There's room for improvement on the entry level set prices, but I guess they're wanting to cash in on the nostalgia factor. I don't know, but
it has to be able to sell. There has to be enough people willing to splurge that amount of money.
Right. Yeah,
and
this isn't. It's not really justification, but I think later in the catalog they have a bunch of this. But they're making plastic O-scale sets now that can run on 3-rail track, but obviously come with batteries and plastic track and whatnot. And so maybe they see it as that's now the entry level, and this is a step up. Which I get why they're doing it. If you can walk into Costco with your kids and buy a train set for under the tree for maybe $100 or so, that's nice. But at the same time, like it also could be a deterrent. It's just kind of cheap. You might not want to look into that. And for a little clarification, the engine in that set is die cast, but unfortunately the tender is plastic. Apparently there's all that's inside of the tender is a speaker, and so the tender is just really lightweight. I had a couple of people saying it sort of reminds them of like Fun Dimension stuff, where it was literally like a little stamp sheet frame and then a plastic shell. Yeah, I got to work on the pricing.
Was someone saying something?
The tender is plastic.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Ben's like, I'm out.
That's crazy. A plastic tender. Yeah, that's a little belt, man.
I do have to say, I wonder if that's going to cause issues because I just got that Christmas set, and the passenger car that goes behind one of the Coco built box cars, it's heavier. And when it goes around corners and when it goes over my switches, the passenger set actually derails the box car in front of it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pulls it over.
So
Yeah.
That sounds like a pickup roller, you know, some kind of like basically they just didn't test it enough to, you know,
Yeah.
figure that out. Yeah, that's probably not a good thing.
no.
I think it's funny how, you know, one thing I wanted to mention is that you'll see all through, you know, every Lionel catalog, you see this thing that says all new product, when in fact it's usually not. And it's funny, but it's like, I don't know I guess technically it's an all new product because maybe it has a different paint scheme or, you know, but it's like their definition of all new product is pretty loose.
Yeah.
You know, if you looked at the catalog, you'd think, wow, they're really tooling up a whole bunch of new stuff when in fact none of it's new tooling. So
they must be trying to play like catch up for like, it was like 15 years or something. The last brand new tooling, like fully brand new thing they made was that Milwaukee Road S3 in like 2011 or whatever. They must be trying to spice things up and say it's all new.
Yeah, and they always do it every catalog, all new, and it's like, you mean new paint scheme, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to skip over. Well,
yeah,
I'm going to skip over this stuff because it's just some box cars and stuff like that. Just kind of celebrating the history. Gosh, this thing's going crazy. Celebrating the history of Lionel. I mean, nothing crazy. If you're like the nostalgia factor, some people will probably get this stuff, but you know, it's pretty stuff. They got some American Flyer. They got the Angela Trotta Thomas Pacific. There'll be more Pacifics later in the catalog. So yeah, I'll skip over this because I don't think there's much to be said unless someone has something important to say about this stuff.
No, the coolest thing there is the Hallmark table decoration.
Agreed.
Homemade banana bread.
Ooh, jealous.
Come on.
Did your wife just deliver that to you?
She sure did.
Oh,
What is
you're
that?
spoiled.
Did someone just get something to eat?
Yeah. My wife
Jason.
just brought me some homemade banana bread.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome. I had chicken fingers and tater tots for dinner.
I had pizza.
Same.
Pizza.
Yep. And then we got they've brought back the hand cars. Obviously, they did the Mickey and Minnie Mouse hand car a couple of years ago, and here they've got the Lionel Lion and Santa Claus. So, just a new twist on something they've done before. These are beyond conventional. They're wind up. So, if you want simple, that's simple. It's $200 worth of simple, or $230 worth of simple if you want the bronze one. But those are pretty basic. Anybody have anything to say about these?
I do not.
No.
Okay.
No.
And then we've got the personalized cars again. I mean, not much to say here. They've been doing the personalized car for a while, so that's nothing new. And they got billboards and and the passenger station platform, lighted station platform. Just a little trivia. That was the first when I had a layout when I was a kid, which this is going to date me, but that was in the early '90s. That was the first non-train item that I bought with my own money. I went out and bought that at the train store. So I actually do have one of these somewhere under my layout, buried in all the boxes. There's one of these. So, and it's probably the same way it was made back then. It's all plastic. It's not exactly the most high quality thing in the world, but it's okay. It's $55, so I guess that speaks to it. And if you want a Lionel are they selling pens? What is this? Yeah.
Yes, they're selling pens.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If you want a fancy 125th anniversary pen, well, there you go. I think it's funny that the one of the pens there has the Santa Fe Super Chief on it, but there's not a Super Chief in this catalog. I'm hoping there'll be one in the volume 2.
My favorite thing is there's no price on the pens.
I know. I was just looking at that. I'm like, what? How much does this cost?
Call for pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are available. Somebody called in on Train Talk Tuesday with the Santa Fe pen a couple weeks back. They got it for Christmas.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it nice? Is it just a? Is it
yeah, it was nice. The presentation and everything. It was really nice. So.
Okay. Well.
It was, but.
I'll just stick to my big pens, but okay.
I thought my Lionel watch was crazy. I guess pens are a new level of merchandise.
Yeah.
So we have 2 different comments. One says the pens are 75 to 90, and then another one says the pens are 125. So regardless, that's way too much for a pen.
Good God.
It depends on if you go through a solid Lionel dealer.
Boy,
I know a guy on eBay that's selling these for $150. I bet. Ben knows
I guess they're made by Retro 51, whoever that is. But yeah, okay. I think we'll all be passing on the pens unless someone gives it to me as a gift. So, let me look over at the chat real quick, make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay. And we've got the Lionel X Hallmark. What is this thing?
It's a table, it's a Christmas decoration. You put it and it makes Christmas noises and the trains go around, like a Christmas village type thing. Yeah.
And there's no price on it.
Again.
I hope this doesn't catch on. If you ever look at the Lionel catalogs from like the 80s, I think it's the 80s.
Yeah.
Like there's no prices listed. I think that'd be the 70s or 80s. I forget which area it is, but like they would show it and like there's no price, and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But
they used to do that, well, probably for a bunch of reasons, but I noticed it was always like they would catalog something and sort of like Atlas, it'll take them a million years to produce. And so then they would make a catalog like 2 years later with the price, but the same exact item.
So they don't know what it's going to cost, basically. Yeah.
Basically, in the 80s, it was probably even worse. They were like going back and forth between Mexico and the U.S. for production and all that stuff. Yeah, hopefully I'd love to see a Lionel catalog with a Vision Line product and no price. That would make me feel really good about the hobby.
Oh yeah, that would get a reaction, all right. All right, so we'll pause here and I'll see if there's any questions here or if anybody's seen any questions. If you got a question, we'll take a few questions and then we'll get going with the rest of the stuff. How much is Lionel paying these people in Vietnam to make this stuff? Yeah, that's a good question. What I want to know is my bigger question is with like Menard stuff and the RMT cars that I just reviewed. I'm like, how are they getting these things made? Like, because they're so cheap. It's like I don't even want to know how they're doing that.
Somebody, I don't remember, this might have been pre-pandemic, but somebody told me, and they sent me a link for a tour video of the MTH factory. This was several years ago.
Yeah.
And apparently in the video, it's not a very good looking factory inside, so to speak. There's it's all kind of relative. Not all good things come out of super, like super clean and organized places. My workbench is a great example of that. But at the same time, Lionel's factory has a model train museum in it in Korea, and so they've shown the factory, and it's like the most like clean thing. There's a video of them testing like B&O EM1s from, I don't know, maybe 5-10 years ago. The guys have gloves on, like I think they even had masks on back then. It just seemed very sterile, and so I'm like,
was that in Korea?
Yeah, that was in Korea. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one was in Korea. And so, if that's the case, then they're probably paying them pretty well then, which explains the price on our end.
Now I know Korea makes really good trains. I think they tend to make better stuff than China.
Yeah,
in my experience. But I think the last one I remember being made in Korea was the Pensy S2.
The big.
Yeah, the big one.
Duplex. Yeah.
That was made in Korea. I don't recall anyone after that. Someone's okay. Someone says, "Do you think I should buy Menards F units?" I don't know. Depends on if you like them or not. I think that's always a funny question when someone says, "Should I buy this?" You're like, "Well, I can't answer that." If you like it, buy it. If you don't. So,
yeah, I can tell you, my dad has them. He likes them. So.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, they're cheap. There's definitely, there's definitely trade-offs when you buy something that inexpensive. But I mean, the paint job is not the best, but they run, and it's hilarious. The most hilarious thing to me about or I guess tragic thing, or ironic, I don't know, about the Menards locomotives is that they have road number specific dialogue.
Yeah,
which is something you have to pay thousands of dollars for with a Lionel engine. And here Menard has it in his $120 engine or whatever.
With the pricing that we're starting to see in these catalogs, Lionel better start taking Menards a little bit more seriously because they're gaining rapidly.
Yeah,
they are.
You're right.
My theory is I don't think Menards is making a profit on the trains. I think the guy, John Menard is a big train lover. So I think it's probably a passion project, and he's probably just happy if they break even. So that's my theory of why it's so affordable, is because it's not their bread and butter. They've got the rest of Menards to make a profit. And so, it's probably a good way to make trains, with like I was telling someone before, like be cool if like Jeff Bezos was a train fan and just started making Amazon Basics trains.
Amazon Basics trains.
Yeah.
And then we can get our containers.
He wouldn't care if they made a big profit on them. He'd be like, yeah, sell them at cost. I don't care.
It's funny you mentioned the whole dialogue. I think it was Ben or one of you mentioned the whole Menards and the dialogue thing. I can probably name like 15 people I know that would gladly drive to North Carolina with no pay and gladly record audio for Lionel. And so, I have friends from everywhere. If you have a West Coast train, I got people who can give you a West Coast accent, Midwest, New York, the South, wherever. And
Mr.
so,
Lionel.
Mr. Lionel, everything right now is just dispatcher. That's all I hear right now.
Right. Right.
And so, there was a time, I don't remember where it was, but Lionel basically was talking about how it costs them money to record things. I'm like, I guarantee you none of them got any like bonus for, you know, Dave recording his own audio, or Ryan, or, you know, so this, you know, if their customer base is willing to do it, like, I'd say let them do it. MTH does that right now. We're a bunch of us are friends with the Detroit Three Railers, and they record audio for all these PFAs and MTH stuff all the time.
It's
And
not rocket science.
Yeah, we live in a digital world. I don't even have to go down there to record it. I could record it in my own house with a really nice mic and send them the audio.
I mean, the way they talk, you'd think they have some big studio. They have to put 2-inch reels onto a machine and have $10,000. I like when we did the MTH. When we did the Lionel corporate tin plate Southern Crescent set that I did the announcements on. I just recorded them on a mic at my desk and sent them to MTH, and the next thing you know, they were on the engine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's not rocket science, you know. So I don't know what is going on there, but they are very, very, they're very like, no, we have to do it, you know. It's very weird. Anyway, here we go. So let's move on. If this page thing will calm down. So we're coming into O scale Vision Line, obviously, and we've got the Vision Line Hudsons, which, you know, were announced last year. Before I forget, I told the guys before the show, but behind me right here, it just came in tonight. Lisa brought it home because she works near Legacy Station. This is the triplex superset behind me in the box, and it is massive. It's 34 by 34 by 10, and it weighs 54 pounds. So,
oh my God,
that is that's gonna be a fun unboxing. It's got 15 pieces of rolling stock with it. So
it's an entire collection in a box.
Yeah.
Anybody who bought that on the West Coast, you just got an extra like $150 slapped on top of the price you pay just for shipping. Oh my God.
No kidding. I mean, that's it's crazy. I only wish that the supersets would ship at the same time as the standalone units, because I mean, I ordered a standalone triplex, obviously, but I would feel bad like if someone all they ordered was the superset. They're watching everybody else enjoy their standalone triplexes, and they're like, "I spent $4,000 and I don't have anything." You know,
Yeah.
I gotta wait 4 months before I get mine. Like, you know, I get it. I mean, I get it. They probably have to coordinate between multiple factories to put the set together. So I get that. But it'd be cool if they just shipped them all at the same time.
If it came out before the hype was over.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So we've already seen the Vision Line Hudsons. My original order before seeing this catalog was I was going to get the New York Central, the one with the water scoop here on top, and then also I ordered the pacemaker one because that's just going to look cool. That might change now that this catalog's out. I might revise that order, but that's where it stands right now. I think it's great they brought this back, and it's cool that they put the water scoop tender with it as an option. Why not? So very cool. It's already been announced earlier, but does anybody have anything they want to comment on these?
Water scoop tender, anytime you see that as an option, it's so cool. If you can swing it, I would absolutely go for it. Anybody who's looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an extra $100. I think it's worth it. It's a cool effect. It looks really cool.
Definitely worth it. It's like having a smoke machine on your layout.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So something that I didn't make a video on these or anything like that. I own the original 2010 black 5344. And I remember, Eric, watching the video when you made it on that engine originally, and you had to explain at the beginning that it was a 700E that's a Vision Line model. The 700E is very different from your standard like MTH or K-Line J1E that's very scale and detailed. there's differences, like the windows are different, the builder's plates are different. You know, there's all kinds of little things.
Yeah.
And apparently they're changing that, so now this is more of a J1E-esque, you know, Hudson. It's less of a 700E.
Yeah, I noticed they've downplayed the 700E aspect of it, and they're just.
I'd almost wish that the original, or the 5344, just the black one, retained some of that. That's just not the 700E is like my favorite model train ever made. And they very well might retain some of the things, and, you know, put an air whistle in it and things like that. That's just something that kind of came to mind. Is that's sort of why it was cool. The whole engine was cool to me in the first place. Was it was a, you know, brand new model, but it, you know, retained some of that, you know, old school effect. But I understand now they want to do more paint schemes, you know, make things scale. They have all the custom runs. I can only imagine the custom runs they're going to be doing. I've seen a couple renders and things, you know. There's probably going to be some that are blue, you know, green, all the above. And so yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. Just kind of interesting that they're changing.
Yeah, I think it would be cool. I don't know if, I don't think they've done it, but I think we suggested it to Lionel the last time we had a show with them, but they, you know, just make one of the 5 whistles, make it like an air whistle, like the original air whistle. That would be cool. They probably won't do it because that would require extra effort, but it'd be cool if they did.
They have an air whistle digitally recorded. They did it for one of the J's. They did a J that looked like the old post-war J. And so I thought they were going to do those this catalog. So they have one. So
they got to dig it up. Send
emails, people. You know, or whatever it is. Talk to us at Lionel.com or whatever it is. They've listened for a bunch of products. People, you know, said they wanted a whistle, and they got enough emails to where they put the whistle. And the new F-19s are the best example of that. That first whistle on the F-19s, that's an old TMCC whistle.
I love that whistle. It's awesome.
Yep.
I was like, I haven't heard this one, but that's like an old school thing.
Yeah.
Which that was really cool. Yeah. Anybody else have anything to say about these? Yes, no.
No.
Nope.
Otherwise, now we got the Niagara Falls Deluxe set. You know, it's just a passenger, although it's not a set. They're not all sold together. You got to buy the passenger cars and the engine. But the passenger cars, I think they look cool. I don't think I'm going to get this, but I think I do like the paint scheme on the passenger cars. I'm assuming they're based on some sort of Niagara Falls line that the New York Central had. I don't know.
Another 2-pack.
Yeah. Does anybody know about anything about the Niagara Falls Railroad?
That's like the New York Central had, I think it's called the Big 3. There's those little tiny letters above the top of the New York Central lines, and it stands for like Chicago, Cincinnati. It's some acronym for a bunch of cities. I think it's more Midwest themed, kind of like Ohio, Detroit, you know, stuff like that. I think that was just a train they had. It was called like I don't know if there's a train called like the Motor City Express, and it looks very similar to this.
Yeah,
Okay.
This one was Buffalo to Chicago route.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it looks cool. I mean, is anybody like this? Does this tickle anybody's fancy? Anybody thinking about getting it? Yes, no.
No, I think
No.
it's super cool. I think it's unique. I really do like the colors, but at $5.99 for a 2-pack, you need to get. I mean, if you're going to do this, you got to get all 6 cars.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what figure with this with like a pre-order, you're looking at $1,600, maybe $1,500 for just the passenger cars in that one.
Yeah.
I don't love the New York Central enough for that.
Yeah.
Isn't that acronym on the tender supposed to be like Cleveland,
That's what it is. Cleveland.
Columbus, Chicago, and St. Louis?
Yes, that's what it is.
Probably, but no one cares about Ohio.
But remember, Chris, it's not Ohio, it's the Ohio. Oh, that's Ohio.
I'd make a hand gesture to you, Chris, but There's children watching.
Fair enough.
All right, and then we got the Commodore Vanderbilt in a more realistic paint scheme here. Again, it's Vision Line, just basically a shrouded version of the J1E that they had. So I think it's cool. I don't think I'm gonna. I think if I get one of these, it's gonna be the sort of pre-war inspired one that was earlier in the catalog. But these do look nice. Any opinions on these?
It does say no swinging bell on here.
That's what I was thinking.
It does. It does.
Oh, somebody earlier when we were talking about it, somebody said on the live Lionel that Ryan said it will not be a swinging bell.
Okay.
Womp
The
womp.
catalog hasn't been updated yet. Then. Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me because, like, this is a nerd thing. There's no way the bell would swing inside of the shrouding on the model. Like, they wouldn't have done that in real life.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll, if it's not going to have a swinging bell, are they going to add something else like safety steam or something?
Supposed to be Vision Line.
I mean, 'cause without swinging bell, is it really Vision Line?
I don't know.
So
That's
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What about the stereophonic rail sounds? What happened to that? Is that not on here either?
Well, if I can get this page to stop flipping.
Yeah.
Honestly,
don't.
Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I
if this
see.
is justified on this.
Yeah. It's hard.
There's-
It's hard to justify it being Vision Line. Granted, I can't guarantee this 100%, but I'm pretty sure this is the shell is all new. The frame is from the Vision Line 700E, but I've been getting messages from people asking me if it's going to be this old shell. The answer is no. Two things. This was designed with standard units. Everything that we do now is in metric units, and so I've worked with someone to modify one of these heavily before, and you can't put a metric chassis underneath a standard American English unit shell. It was also made in America originally. They have not shipped any of their old toolings over across seas to do stuff, and so it is new, but at the same time, I don't think it's worth giving it that Vision Line name. I think it would have been better off just doing like the Dreyfus Hudson, where it's just a new tooling and it's just standard legacy. You could give it road specific dialogue or whatever. I'm not really sure why road specific dialogue would matter for these, because there was only one.
Right.
There was never multiples. At least it's not the MSRP I heard the first time I heard about these. I was hearing it was going to be like a $2,500 MSRP, and when I first heard that, I was like, "Oh, no way!"
No way. Yeah, it'd get zero orders.
I do hope that they don't do what they did in the '90s and make it silver. It's not supposed to be silver. That this was Lionel screwing up colors. Nearly 30 years ago. They've been doing it forever.
My thing with this is there's just not enough detail. And maybe I'm just anti-streamlined locomotives in general. I don't have any that I can recall in my collection. I just feel like there's no add-on details aren't there. The intricacies of the boiler and the pilot aren't there. I would spend more money on my F-19 Pacific that I just got than I would on this engine, just because of the amount of details that are on it compared to this. Sure, it's on a Vision Line chassis, but I can't see any of the details because they're covered up, and I know they're not there underneath. So that's my biggest issue with it. Is like, I think that if they could have brought this price point down lower, I think these would have sold really well. Because of the nostalgia factor, and they haven't been done in a long time. But
I agree. And that calling it Vision Line without even a swinging bell.
Yeah,
that's and it's not the there's been a couple, like when they did the Class A a few years ago. I really felt the Class A could have used one more smoke feature
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, it's a vision line, but all it had whistle steam and it had, I think, safety steam.
And,
Yeah.
and the rail sounds from the tender as well, and the locomotive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had
But-
the dual speaker system.
Yeah, so at dual speakers, this doesn't even have that. So this, I don't think this should get the Black Beauty treatment. The Black Box Beauty treatment should get the
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Unless they do something, unless they add safety steam to it or something,
Yeah.
or maybe blowdown steam or cylinder steam or something. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, with the shrouding there, they can do so much. They can pipe the steam right underneath the shrouding. You'll never see it.
yeah,
Like it's not like they have to hide it inside the boiler.
Right.
That's the benefit of the shrouding. So you should be able to do a lot more with that.
yeah. So maybe they will. I mean, maybe if they get enough feedback, because they've done that before, where they've added stuff on. I think like when they did there was one. I think it might have been the Pensy H10 or something where, there was one where it didn't have a swinging belt, but they added it later. Just to give it a little more value, a little more for your money. And so maybe they will on this. Maybe if they get enough feedback, they'll say, hey, you know, pipe some steam under there and give us some blowdown steam or something, so that we can still call this vision line. Because otherwise, it's just
I'm looking at an old listing for the Dreyfus when it came out a couple years ago. The Dreyfus was $16.99. It was new tooling, but it was just legacy. This is what, $17.99.
And the Dreyfus had the water scoop steam up.
Yeah, you also had the ones that had the water scoop. I think the water scoop only added like $80 or something. It wasn't even $100.
Right.
And then additionally, this is just me knowing the facts because I love the Commodore Vanderbilt. There's things wrong in these images that if they don't get them right, it's going to make it even less worth it. The side, this is so small, but like the side rods on the one on the bottom are supposed to be those big roller bearing rods, like the Dreyfus, and you know, the color is really what's gonna be the kind of determining factor on this one. Is that they screwed up the Dreyfus so bad. I'm stuck with a $3,000 set that looks beautiful, but I know it's too light. Fortunately, I have that whole set, and so it just kind of fits together.
Right.
But with this, it being a Vision Line product and something that's sort of renowned by a bunch of New York Central people, if they make it silver like this old one or some really light gray, they're just gonna, I don't know, they're gonna lose a lot of customers because you can go to any dealer right now and still buy those Dreyfus Hudsons. Unless it was like the fantasy one. I think Ben, you have that darker fantasy one.
The darker one actually looked more realistic.
Right? Yeah.
I ordered the prototypical one, saw the photos online, and immediately had the store send me the fantasy one before. I didn't even open it. I just told the UPS guy.
Yeah.
So
I guess to be continued on this one. We'll have to see. I'm going to be doing the podcast. I think Peachy will probably be on there.
Yep.
Sid might be on there.
Yeah,
and we're gonna be talking to the guys at Lionel, so we'll definitely have to grill them on this one.
Yeah, I mean, please figure out what's going on, because it's like it seems like they had some extra black boxes in storage and was like, how can we get rid of it? Let's call this a Vision Line model.
How far can we stretch this whole Vision Line term?
Yeah,
I had a conversation the other evening with some people that a couple of them were on the podcast. It was just a conversation of I think we're just gonna ask them what should we expect from now on. The Vision Line started out as brand new models that were pushing the limit. Then it sort of evolved to the nicest models pushing the limit to now almost anything. A freight car can be Vision Line.
And I've noticed that. Yeah.
And so like what's the limit? At this point, is it just a name and they slap it on for another $100? And I get it, that happens in the car world. You just slap a badge on the car and it's another $100, but at the same time, like that's not what a Vision Line was originally about. So is it time for it? Like There's a YouTube video thumbnail and title. Is it time for Vision Line to die? Is it time for them to change things up and go a different route, or just get rid of that name? Because it seems like it means nothing now.
Yeah, it's really a shell of what it, because like we said, when it first started, it was brand new tooled models,
Mhm.
and not just brand new toolings, but stuff that hadn't been done before, like
Right.
The
like
CC2.
the 1010-2 and the CC2
Yeah.
and the Evolution Hybrid and the Genset and stuff, and like, so it was truly new and revolutionary stuff. Whereas then it evolved into, okay, let's take an existing thing and we'll add a swinging bell and whistle steam to it, or we'll add blowdown steam to it, and we'll call it Vision Line, which, I was like, okay, that's,
If it was the first time those features came out, then that was great, right? Like for the GS, the Southern Pacific GSs, right? When they did that oscillating cylinder steam, which you've never seen
Yeah.
again, that was amazing, right?
That was
I would
great.
pay Vision Line prices for that every year.
yeah.
But like the GG1s, it was the same tooling that they had before, and they added the LED effect, which I like the GG1s, but I don't know. That's not a wowie new feature that I would consider.
Well, there's only so many on an electric, like a GG1. There's only so much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I got
Yeah.
that, but like I said, like the Class A to me was sort of a bit of a lackluster Vision Line engine, because it really should have had one more, cylinder steam or blowdown steam, something, just one more little extra feature, to. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think part of the problem is that the Lionel of today is different from the Lionel of 10, 15 years ago, and that I think they're a lot more risk averse.
Yeah.
They really just want to try to make the most of what they have and tool up as little as possible, to do new stuff. Like we'll tool up, part of it, we'll tool up the new shrouding, we don't want to tool up a whole new locomotive, but we'll tool up the shrouding. Okay. Whereas I think 10, 15 years ago, they were much more willing to say, hey, you know what? We're going to make this new model. I mean, when the Vision Line started, it was all about like, we're going to make this model. We're going to throw in the kitchen sink. We know that it's not going to be for everybody. We know we're not going to sell a lot of these, but that's what it's all about. It's going to be the best we can do. And if we only sell a few hundred of them, that's the way it is. But now it's kind of like they want to, it's kind of lost a lot of its sting in recent years. So,
yeah.
And I don't know when the last time they tooled up a fully new locomotive was. Period. I mean, like I said, they've done some new toolings to enhance existing stuff, but I don't know when was the last time they really tooled up a brand new engine from scratch.
The Strasbourg 90 was the first one in a really long time.
Yeah.
Everyone argued that it was those 440s or the brass hybrid Mikado and a couple other things, but all of those used existing chassis or existing stuff, and they modified it. I said it a little earlier. That Milwaukee Road S3 in 2011 stood as for nearly 15 years or like 12 years or whatever, as the only brand new tooling from the ground up. And that engine at the time and the price would have been the nicest Vision Line model they've ever made. It was like $900, brand new feature. It was crazy that they did that at the time.
All right, let's keep rolling.
Yeah. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
Let's keep her going.
This is Roxy.
Eric, I think you're muted or something changed. We can't hear you.
Sorry, is that better?
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. We'll move on. We're belaboring it. But so we've got the 20th Century Limited, which is another Vision Line Hudson. Nice looking set. I guess it just depends on whether you like the 20th Century Limited. But nice looking set, you know. I'm
It's
not going to get
cool.
it, but you know.
It's cool. Like I said in my video that I posted today, if you have the money, if you have nothing and you're like, I really want a 20th Century Limited set.
Yeah.
There you go. It's
There you go.
for you.
Add all the add-on cars for the low price of $5,799.
It's
It's too much money.
It's how many passenger cars does it have?
I think it comes with
There's
6.
5 that comes in the set, and then you can do. They have two car add-on packs, and then 2 station sound diner options, and I think the observation, the 2-pack with the observation is the same thing that's in the set. So
cool set, very expensive. You know, it is what it is. And then we got more 20th Century Limited cars. If you want to have even more,
and it'll probably still have the toilet at the back of the observation car.
Oh yeah,
that's a classic mix-up.
They've had that forever. Now we're getting into some of the diesels here, and I don't think we're done with the steam. No, we're okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they have this set here, but this is a pretty cool set. These graffiti auto carriers look pretty cool. I like them. Nice, cool, kind of cool paint scheme on the Florida East Coast. I'm not sure if is that a authentic paint scheme, or is that one of those backward inside out paint schemes?
I'm pretty sure that's authentic.
Yeah,
it's supposed to match the Ferromex because I believe they're owned by the same parent company.
Yeah, but I think this is like a cool. I think this looks cool. I like it. I don't know if I'm going to order it just because I've already got some of these auto carriers. I've got the Atlas auto carriers, which are gigantic. So I don't know if I will get this set, but it looks cool. Any opinions?
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead, Ben.
The Lionel auto carriers run too light, to be honest. So I would like to see, hopefully they make improvement on the weight, because, you know, if you're running a decent auto carrier train, it's going to string line every time. They're just too light. The engine itself looks amazing. I would like to know if it's going to be done in a gloss or a matte finish.
I'm hoping for a matte finish, but you know, you never know.
I feel like I like this train. I really like the graffiti. I think it looks really cool. This is actually a Southern train line, but not the one I'm into. But I do feel like we're going to see Jokers and Country Bunkers trains both go.
There's one for you, Peachy, coming up.
I know.
So I thought of you when I saw it. I said, that's the one thing she's ordered from this catalog if she doesn't order anything else. So.
Yes.
Any other thoughts on this?
No, I mean it comes with these new Vision Line auto racks, which are like $350. We'll get to those later. But there's like the last one comes with the end of train device in this set, I believe.
Does it say Vision Auto Rack?
It does.
Yeah,
I thought you were joking.
No, man.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
That was my joke earlier. They can put it on anything now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to talk more about that down the road. There's flashing end of train device, and apparently there's like car alarms that go off too. And that definitely wouldn't be annoying.
Yeah. Okay. Vision Line Auto Rack. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So we got more of the auto racks, the Vision auto racks. What does it say? Freight sounds in motion.
Impact sensor for car alarm sequencing. 16 total simulated automobile headlight and tail lights go off. So 64 total LEDs go off inside the car.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I kind of want to see what that looks like.
Who asked for that? Who asked?
Yes. Right?
I'm curious. I'm curious now. So we'll see. $350. It better be nice.
Hopefully they put some weights in them so they weigh enough so they don't derail.
Yeah. Those old ones were pretty light.
They're gonna have to step it up after Atlas dropped that master auto racks, because quite frankly, that's what anybody who's serious Fine. Hear you.
Those Atlas ones are the gold standard. I mean, those things are incredible.
Hear you.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I actually still really like the Lionel auto racks.
So that's one person.
I've never had an issue with string lining, but I'm sure it does happen because they are so light, especially if they're at the front of a train. I'll just say this: I still really like that the Lionel auto racks, you can see through them, and I do like that the doors open, which Atlas said theirs would, but then they had to scratch that idea when they were finalizing the tooling. The detail on Atlases and the ride height are superior. Like, I'll admit that. But I still think Lionel did a good job when they came out with these auto racks. I've got like 20 of them, and I don't think I would trade them all for Atlas. I like the Atlases. I have a few of them, but
The one benefit of these,
I still dig the Lionel auto rack.
They're
the one
nice. I mean,
benefit of
they're a
these-
little lightweight, but they are nice. They did a good job on them last time. I got a few of them because I got that set. I think it was the Motor City set or something like that that came with them. But they're nice.
The nice thing is that they're light. With the end of train device, they're going to go on the end of the train anyway.
Yeah.
So hopefully that would alleviate some of the issues if they're not, you'll have cars behind them, but time will tell.
Yeah. Okay, now we're getting into the standard legacy steam engines. Or are they Vision Line? So we got the S2s. Again, I'm happy to see these back because I regretted selling them when I had. Although the one I sold didn't have whistle steam, so I'm glad these are back. I'm probably almost definitely going to get that Chessie one to go with my Chessie Greenbrier. But I think they're really cool. I'm excited about it, and the price tag. I think it went up a little bit from last time, but it's all things considered of where we are here. It's not that bad, and certainly it's a better deal than the Commodore Vanderbilt. And so what do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I had mentioned that in my video that I was going to do the as built one, but that was a mistake. I'm going to buy the one with smoke lifters. $13.99 price point, as you said, Eric's really not that bad. I looked it up. These were made in 2014, and they MSRP'd for $12.99. So we've added $100 in 11 years. That is well below inflation rates. So
Yeah.
best priced model, I think, in the whole catalog right here.
When you say smoke lifters, you're talking about like on the C&O one, those the smoke deflectors on the side.
Yeah, I like the smoke deflectors. Yeah, it's the second one down on the left page is the one that I'm going to get.
Yep. Anyone else?
Tuscan red looks good. We'll see.
Yep. I like the 5 stripe down there. Is that a 5 stripe? But
It's like the T1 version.
Yeah. Yeah, I like them. They're pretty nice. I'm definitely getting the Chessie one. That is a definite order. So, anyone else thinking about getting one of these besides? We already had one for the Pensy. Anybody else getting one?
Nope.
I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy this time. So
Don't do it.
Lionel keeps ruining their own, like, I say not ruining. When that Chessie Greenbrier came out, it was cool. It was, kind of one off. The same thing happened with the pacemaker stuff.
Yeah.
And then they just start throwing it on anything and everything. I get it. They'll probably develop some kind of lore behind that. They're like, what if C&O tried Pensy equipment, or what if? Well, oh my gosh, I have a friend, Johnny from the podcast, is probably livid that the SP one's being made. It's just, I don't know. It's a little much. I'm starting to wonder with how many fantasy schemes they do. I'm wondering if like they're relying more on the custom runs to get all that, details right for the scale realistic ones, and instead they're just doing all the fantasy. I know this is a turbine. There was only one of them, but it's just a little gaudy for me because they did chassis on a couple other engines. I just I feel like they should just do a couple engines and then just kind of leave it be. Maybe retain some of the so-called value in the scheme itself. But if people like it, I guess they keep making it.
They do have a tendency to run with it when something when they hit on something, they kind of they'll keep on doing it for a while.
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
The hot dog. Yeah, exactly.
The hot dog and the chassis are like the Fast and Furious movie version of train.
That's awesome.
good.
I love that. That's a great analogy.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a sucker. I'll probably get the chassis one. So, but that's just me. Although I might get a Penske. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We got the Heislers coming back for $1,700.
Chris is dying over here.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so cool. And then you see the price tag, and you just like
I couldn't believe
wow.
that. I was like, "Is that? Am I looking at that wrong?"
But Chris, it's $100 for every gear that's on the engine.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
What was the Heisler the last time they did it? What was the price on the Heisler the last time they did it? I can't remember.
We'll
Let's see if I can find it.
Chris will have to look that up.
But
Also, hold up. This is really funny because we're talking about that they made them before, and it says all new product.
yeah,
every
again,
page says
Yeah.
all new product. Oh my gosh!
Wait, get this, guys. They came out with a Heisler log train set in 2016 for $1,450.
Oh gosh!
How
Did I
how
got
many
you?
cars were in that set?
It got you the engine, 2 of the log disconnect cars, and then the small platform disconnect and the caboose disconnect.
yeah.
Is-
So it got you more than no cars for $17.99.
Yeah. This has to be a typo, right? Like,
No,
That's what I thought when I saw it. I was like, "Is that 6.9? What am I?" Oh, yeah. I don't know. That's a hard sell. I mean, I really would like to get one, but
Me too.
that price tag is a little hard to swallow for a
Yeah.
Heisler.
It's too much. If I purchased an engine that small for that much, that would be the last engine my wife lets me get.
I was
trouble.
just thinking that while you said it, Ben. I was like, oh, that would be it. You're done.
Hard pass for me. I'd like to stay in the hobby.
I think Lisa might be mad at me if I did that, and she's pretty liberal about letting me get stuff. She might have a problem with it.
The only thing that's small and that expensive that's allowed in this house is a diamond.
That's exactly it.
Yes.
If it gets too close to the size of jewelry, then I'm in trouble.
There
Yeah,
you go.
that's a hard pass.
Yeah, so what they're nice. They look nice. I would like to get one, but geez, that is a steep price for something that small.
Could
But-
cost $1,700. Could cost you your marriage.
Yeah. maybe they'll be discounted or something. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. So we got the A6s. I'm probably not going to get one of these because I've already got an Atlantic, but and I like it. So I'm not really drawn to any one of these. What do you guys think?
Too much money.
Yeah, these were $7.99 last time they came out.
Like I feel like I used to complain about people that would just say too much money, but this catalog is just like the definition. There's so many products in this catalog that are just like doesn't seem to be much logic behind the pricing. I'm like Chris said, they were like $7.99 last time. There should always be a full scale legacy engine in a catalog that's under $1,000.
Right.
Yes.
Someone in the chat's going to say, "Oh, it's $9.99." No, this is $1,000, and so
Right.
there should be something that's $700 or $800.
It is up there. I feel like I got to check my bank account just looking at this catalog.
Yeah, I mean, it's $7.99. It's totally a doable thing. $9.99 for that. I mean, yeah, that's a lot, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the 10-wheelers that we just did for the Eric Strains one and the Royal Blue one. I mean, those were $730 or something like that. And those were about the same size as this. I mean, so yeah, that's
Nothing's changed on these. They had whistle steam before, so it's not like they added anything. It says all new product, but
Yeah, if their justification is the fact that they move the headlight up on a couple, that's just bogus. Because you can sit down on a computer and move a headlight up on a CAD design in 5 minutes.
maybe they're proactively anticipating the tariffs that are going to be put on China in the future.
maybe.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. So I think we're all on the same page with that one. Nice,
Yeah.
but yeah, it just that price is pretty darn high. So we'll have to see. We're coming to the diesels now. Here's Peachy's favorite part of the catalog.
Yay!
I know she's going to get that one, the Atlantic Coast Line.
Oh yeah.
That is a definite for her. And we got lots of these ES44s again. ES44 is a staple. They do them every other catalog. They alternate SD70s and ES44s in the catalogs. So it's ES44s now. Volume 2 will be SD70s. And I can understand why they do that. They're always good sellers. They're always popular. They're a big billboard. They're a big billboard for whatever paint scheme you want to do. So I think these are cool. I'm probably going to fill in over here. I'm going to fill in some of the missing spots in my Heritage fleet, and then and I'm also going to get the CPKC. I think is this the first CPKC one they've done?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I'll probably do that one. I hope they get it right. And so I'll probably get a couple of these. What do you guys think? I mean, they're ES44s.
Yep, I could use the Conrail one again. I sold mine. But I do need a CPKC version. I'm going to try to hold out for an ET44, assuming they're going to release those again at some point in that paint scheme. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Because I just got the 2 Canadian Pacific ES44s last year. So
yeah.
And I don't need to start collecting CSX. So I'm out on that.
So, Jason, are you getting the Conrail?
I am not getting the Conrail. I already have the Conrail in MTH, and I'm very happy with it.
Right on. Any other comments about these?
It's just cool to see them doing the CSX Heritage units. I'm a CNO B&O fan, so it's cool that they're doing that. And heck, they're good for all kinds of custom runs. There's probably going to be like a dozen custom runs of ES44s.
There always are. I usually don't get a lot of CSX, but these are pretty nice looking. I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole. I've already got the Norfolk Southern rabbit hole to finish, so I don't know, but definitely get the CPKC. I'll probably definitely get that one. So I like them. And then we've got the Train Masters. Again, that's kind of a classic Lionel thing going back to the post-war period. I like the Train Masters. And I will probably order one of these. I don't know which one yet. If I was going to pick right now, it might be the Chicago Northwestern, but I'll have to sleep on it and think about it. Either Chicago Northwestern or Milwaukee Road. I like them both, but I'll probably definitely. I'm saying probably definitely. I think that's a contradiction, but probably definitely get one of these. What do you guys think?
I'm just curious about this one. It says min curve is 054, and when it previously ran, it was 031. So I'm wondering why.
It looked, now I could be wrong, and maybe Sid knows or something, but it looks like maybe they've upgraded these to the kinematic pilots.
That could be the reasoning. If that is the case, that could cause stuff like that. If they haven't, then it's probably Lionel just trying to cover their rear, and it's probably still good on 031, and you could buy it if that's the case.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it has the kinematic pilot, but it looks like it does. So I don't know. I'll have to ask Ryan that when we do the show.
Yeah.
But anybody else have anything? Anybody else like any of these?
Not me.
No.
No.
I'm thinking Legacy Station they're asking me if I want to do another Eric's Trains locomotive. I'm gonna do a boxcar, but they're asking about a locomotive, and I was toying with the idea of the Train Master, but I'm not sure yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta get off of here, guys. My apologies.
Oh, we're running late. Yep.
See you, Jason.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yep.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay, so we'll try to move on fast because we're getting near 10 o'clock. But we got the GP35s. Anybody thinking about getting one of these? All new product.
Oh, Eric, you should do a GP35 instead of the Train Master. I'm just saying.
I'm
It's
thinking
so
of that
cute.
too. That's in the mix.
Especially
there's
if the minimum
GP35.
curve is
What's
so
that?
high on the Train Master.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this one has an 031 min, and so that
you
would
go.
get a yeah.
We're thinking of either the GP35. There's the GP35. There's the Train Master. We were possibly thinking about toying with the Vision Line Hudson, although I don't know if there's enough people willing to buy one of those. The only reason is because it would be cool to have some road number and road name specific dialogue.
Yeah.
But and then there's there's also the Atlas GP40 that we're toying with, and also some Atlas passenger cars, but that's a whole nother subject. Because the Atlas passenger cars, you can get a 4-pack and it's a reasonable price, like 400.
Amazing how that works.
And they're the XMTH ones, so they're rock solid. They're going to run forever. So yeah, we're thinking about doing a 4-pack of the Atlas passenger cars. But yeah, these anybody thinking about the GP35s?
No road names that
No.
are calling out to me on these, so I'm out.
What is ICG?
No idea.
No
I don't
idea.
know what ICG is. There's some, that's interesting, but I don't know if I would order one of these road names here, but maybe a custom run might be cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Then we've got the tunnel motors are back, all new product, even though they've done them before. I've got them sitting downstairs. So
Yeah, same.
I don't know how. Again, I think it's the paint schemes, or maybe they've.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I think if they change one thing on it, it counts as all new product.
Product.
Yeah.
Kind of like when they put out a new car, they're like the all new Honda Accord. It's got new doorknobs this year.
Right.
Anyway, I like the tunnel motors, but I've already got a few of them, so I'm not going to get any of these. But what do you guys think? They're really nice. The ones that I have, I like them a lot.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them, and I was like, all right, well, then I'm good. And then I saw that the 2 on the bottom right are Wheeling and Lake Erie engines. And I've got a small gathering of Wheeling and Lake Erie stuff here, especially with the SD40-2. So one of these would look really cool with those. So that stinks for me. So I might have to buy one of those. The Rio Grande or the UP patch one. We'll see.
Yeah. The ones that I got last time were a patch job. They were Denver Rio Grande patch to UP. So, but yeah, anybody else?
Nope.
Come on, Peachy. You want the Canadian National.
I'm good.
They're seen in the South sometimes.
Rarely.
Then we've got the FA2 units, the FA2, FB2. Seems like every catalog they have something like these, either F3s or F7s or FAs or PAs. Because they probably already always sell well. I probably will pass on one of these because I've got a lot of these similar stuff. I do like the CP rails down there, so I'm thinking about them. I like that paint scheme a lot, but I'll have to sleep on it. Any of you guys?
If it came with the right road name, I would like ACL, Central Georgia, Southern. It would be great if somebody would do.
You ought to ask Legacy to do a Central Georgia one or a Southern one.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's a train loft out there that would probably do them gladly.
Yeah.
You have to pay in shillings, but yes, they will do one. The CP ones are cool with the Pac-Man scheme. Honestly, if I'm not gonna get any of these, if I would, I would probably go for the CP ones over the Pensy ones just because of that paint scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. I did want to show you something. I forgot to show this earlier. Let me upload this real quick.
Let me look at the chat while you're doing that. See if...
I was gonna say, Zach says Stone Mountain Railroad for Legacy Station to do one of these, Eric.
They've done that before. They did an MTH one, so it'd be cool if they did that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
IZ or ICG stands for Illinois Central Railroad. However, that I'm not sure what the G would stand for. Then it's not the right acronym, but okay.
Yeah.
It's for Grrr Railroad.
Grrr.
So let me show this real quick. This is something that Legacy Station is thinking about doing. It's the Commodore Vanderbilt, but they're thinking about doing a Space Force Commodore Vanderbilt.
I mean, that does look cool. Like,
it looks cool, I got to admit. And so I don't know. I may have them set one aside for me. I don't know, but it is pretty cool.
Ben needs one of those to run with his rocket set.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go. I mean, I would probably. They'll probably get the paint scheme right on this one. So,
Yeah.
It's probably a better bet than the New York Central one. So, I think it looks cool. I don't know if I'm going to go for one, but we'll see.
If they could get that with like the rocket launcher that comes out of the tender and launches the rocket, like
the tender opens up and a rocket fires out.
That would be sweet. That would be Vision Line quality right there.
There you go. There you go. Any other comments on the FA2s?
Nope.
Okay. Then we got the now we're getting some of the sets. We got the Donner Pass freight set with the tunnel motor. Looks like a cool set. I'm probably going to pass on it just because I already have a Southern Pacific tunnel motor downstairs. So I probably will pass on this, but it's a nice set, and $1,100 is, it's within the realm of it's within the realm of sanity.
Yeah.
Which is one freight sounds car,
which is something unique for this catalog. Yeah, so there's so much insane pricing. This $10.99 is not too bad.
The one benefit is the locomotive looks like it's like worn down. Like look at the fonts all beat up and stuff, which is kind of unique, which is cool. I have the Southern Pacific from the last time they did the tunnel motors. So this would be a cool set to add with that. I'm not planning to do that, but that is cool.
Are all the cars weathered?
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, I might have
It's sort of like that old Warhorse set they made like back in the 90s. It's kind of like that where it's all weathered up, and it's kind of cool. They're doing something. I don't know too much about the real stuff, but this is I think like 70s or 80s time frame in real life, and so it's kind of neat. They're doing something for that type of model.
Yeah,
and it doesn't have big graffiti on it. It's just subtle dirt and a little bit of graffiti here and there, it's nice.
No big art or whatever
big art.
Big art.
Yeah. I'm not sure who thought of that one, but that's okay. It's Vision Line. It's Vision Line. Big art. It's got that's weathered. I might have to think about that. I don't know, but probably not. Then we got. Why are we looking at the auto racks again?
Because these are not Vision
Vision.
auto racks.
These are
These don't come
Vision
with 64
auto
LEDs.
racks.
No LEDs.
These are only $160 a piece.
Well, hey, at least for Jason, they're doing Norfolk Southern. At least they're doing that for him.
That's right.
Anybody gonna snag any of these?
No, the Atlas Master ones, I'm gonna die on that hill, and there's
I'll be right along there with
a
it.
bit more affordable.
I got all 20 of the Atlas ones, so I don't need any auto carriers for the rest of my life. I'm pretty set. Then we got some gondolas. I will probably get the AEC one to go with the AEC set that I have.
Yep.
Other than that, but anyone gonna pick up a gondola?
No.
Nope.
Is
I don't
it-
have
is
any
it-
in my collection, and it's going to stay that way for now.
Yeah. Is it gondola or gondola, or does it even matter?
I say gondola.
I say it doesn't
Gondola.
matter. I say it doesn't matter. It's
I've
one of
heard
those-
some people say it's gondola, and I'm like, I'd say gondola. It rolls off the tongue easier.
Right.
But okay. And then we got the Freight Sounds boxcars. Pretty typical. Now here we have something new. We have these Sleeper Sounds Pullman. And someone was joking about this today. They said $500 to hear somebody snore.
Yeah. I'm usually in on anything that says Pullman on it. I would love to add one of these to just throw on like a train, maybe the Minuteman one because it stands out. But yeah, $500. I don't know. And really, the only thing that I would use is the clicky clack sound because I would never actually go in and do any of the sequencing stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, at $500 again. If it was, I think they used to be like $349, which I thought was high, but now $500.
This is actually brand new. I do know that the car is still a Pullman, but the roof is round instead of being kind of square.
So it is an all new product.
This is an all new product, but I still don't think it justifies the price. They did a baggage car in one of the previous catalogs with no sounds, nothing in it. It was like $399, and the sound ones were $599. So I don't know. The passenger cars.
Yeah,
I know they're not
insane.
I know they're not paying Pullman any licensing fees for these, so
Yeah, you're not getting any.
I'm not getting any kickback from that.
Any kickback from this?
Okay, so then we got bay window cabooses. These are things we've seen before. We got the disconnects. We got, I guess, the patriotic. I'm not sure what these have to do with the 100. I don't know why they're doing these, but
There's no logging disconnect cars. It's just those.
It's a weird choice. I'm like, it's not like it's the tricentennial or something. Like, I mean, like, I don't know what they got. I mean, they got outhouses on one of them, which is interesting. I might go for it if it was a normal car with some outhouses on it. That would be kind of interesting. But like, I'm not sure what they're doing with the patriotic, and they got the dynamite car, like the firework rocket load. I mean, like,
this is for your hardcore Americans, the stereotypical. You did a Faramex video or whatever, and you had the shirt on, and you were eating the chips. That's for that kind of person.
Okay, it's just there's a certain crowd for that. Okay, there we go.
There's no engine
4th of
for it.
July.
Yes, America. They should have put that on the instead of saying America on that tank car or whatever it is. It should have said America. America. Should have said MURICA.
What's the etiquette for the direction that you pull that rocket? Does it face the engine? Does it face away?
Does it push the train as it goes?
Safety, it faces away from the engine.
So many questions. I love the outhouses on the flat car, though. That is just
that is cool. And again, if they would do a regular looking car that had, like, if they were moving some outhouses, on the logging line or something, that would be kind of cool. I would go for one of those. But the whole American flag thing, that's just what you're patriotic while you're taking a dump. Okay.
The chat made a good point. If the rocket car has that, like, the fuse sticking out of the end, how are you going to couple it to anything?
Well, and the point of the rocket too is farther out than, so I don't know how you'd couple that to anything else.
That'll be interesting.
It's an oddity. Maybe I'll order one just for the sheer weirdness of it. Yeah, the only normal one is this green caboose down here.
That's it, man. It's the only disconnect car that makes sense for the Heislers.
Yeah. That's a Vision Line disconnect, by the way.
Yeah. The outhouses might be too if they make flushing sounds.
What's that?
The outhouses make flushing sounds.
That would be
Guy in
cool.
there.
Freight Sounds outhouses. There we go. Okay, now we got the 50-foot box cars. As I said, I'm going to be doing an Appalachian and Western one of these,
Cool.
I believe. So that's the one I'm going to get. But I like the graffiti ones. These graffiti ones look okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw some grime on that on top of that graffiti, and that'll look like something you see outside.
Yeah, these don't look too bad. It's better than the big art thing. I guess these are mere non-Vision Line cars, so you get the non-Vision Line graffiti.
Yeah,
Right.
You get the plebeian graffiti.
I think Lionel is being more artistic and instead of being realistic with all the graffiti, because back when they made that one gen set, they were going to be covering a UP gen set in graffiti, and UP got all upset about it. So I wonder if that's why they're being more just kind of goofy with it.
I don't know. But these are nice. I mean, and the price isn't too bad, $89.99. I mean, if you go to any normal train store, they're probably going to be like $75. So not bad. I think these are the X Weaver, the line scale cars, if I'm not mistaken. So those are cool.
Look like.
Yeah. Same thing with the hoppers, and then we've got we got some tank cars. The ACFX, that's a wild looking tank car. I don't know what that is. And then we've got they got a graffiti tank car. Okay. And there's more of this Patriot. They got the bicentennial hopper. Okay. Maybe you can get the bicentennial hopper and then all those weird disconnects or something. And then we got the 40-foot double door box cars.
ACL.
There we go. There you go. You gonna get one of those?
I think so.
They got two
I
road
might
numbers.
get both. I was gonna say I think I have to get both.
Yeah. So those are nice. Anybody else gonna get anything? Any of these?
No. I think I'm pretty much committed to Atlas for like my rolling stock.
Yeah.
So
you can't beat Atlas.
Yeah, so maybe the tank cars, but like when it comes to rolling stock from other manufacturers, I think I'm just either spoiled or bored at this point.
Yeah, Atlas spoils you really fast.
Yeah,
they're not cheap, but they're actually worth it. So
I'm stubborn. I just don't want to pay more than $50 for a freight car. That's why I just have hopper cars. It's because I can buy as many hopper cars as I want from the past, and they're at most $50 a piece. I can't spend 85. It's whatever 70 or whatever in the store, but I can't spend that much on a freight car.
Yeah, I get it. I hear you. And then real quick, we've got the Lion Chief 2. We got the Pacifics. Those look nice. $700 for a Lion Chief 2 engine. They're creeping up in price. I mean,
wow.
I mean, for $700, for just $200 more now, you can get the Legacy engine.
That's honestly part of the reason that we switched over to Legacy.
Yeah,
that was Legacy pricing.
Yeah,
that was. Yeah.
Just wait till you get the passenger cars for these.
They're okay. And then we got the diesels. $900 for an AA set, a Lion Chief Plus 2 AA set, $900.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it is concerning at this point, this pricing.
Mm-hmm.
It is a little bit, it's starting to be a little bit alarming. It's like, okay, I don't know.
This is supposed to be level stuff, you know what I'm saying? And this is a few years ago, this was professional grade stuff. So I just don't know, man. This is not looking good.
No. I
So
think
buckle up and turn the page.
yeah, I think we're at a turning point.
Oh my.
Oh, really?
This is
Oh my
the turning
God.
point.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
There's your
my.
4-pack for $1,000.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
I can buy 3 of this scale steamer on eBay for the price of that set of passenger cars.
I mean,
This
yeah,
is
it's
crazy.
insane.
Crazy. Holy cow. $1,100.
And they're not the scale ones, they're the aluminums, semi-scale cars, which is fine. If you like them, it's fine. But I can go and find the old ones they made, at like 20 years ago. And if I want interiors, I throw some people inside or whatever. And it's like maybe $400. This is just
I was trying to sell my 4-pack of the Santa Fe ones, the
Yeah.
small ones, for like $200 2 years ago, and no one would buy them.
exactly.
They want $1,000.
They want $1,000, and of course, they're justifying. Oh, it's the aluminum. Oh, what are they gonna say? Kinematic couplers or something? I don't know. It's crazy. How much are the?
Keep that stuff. I don't need all that on something when I'm adding it to like my semi-scale collection of stuff.
Exactly.
I don't.
Why do I need a station? That's another thing is why do I need a station sounds car in addition to this? Like station sounds cars are kind of they're gimmicky. You use them 2 or 3 times and you never touch them again.
These are semi-scale. They should have semi-scale prices.
Correct.
Exactly.
I mean, it's good God. I mean,
You guys are meeting up with them in a couple days, right?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Them if they're okay.
Are they okay?
Hey
So-
guys, but these cars come with people inside.
There we go. $1,000 sold. Let's
they don't
go.
have the silhouettes.
They're
Yeah.
silhouettes.
Is it
Actually,
silhouette or is it actual people?
hand painted? Apparently.
Good God.
There you go,
RJ says this is $18 per inch in the 4-car set.
$18 per inch.
Yep, according to RJ.
This is it's getting out of hand, man. I'm pretty sure at some point Menards is going to come out with passenger cars.
Mm-hmm.
Only a
And,
matter of time.
They're gonna eat Lionel's lunch.
Menards is going to take over the whole Lion Chief segment. Like,
Yeah,
thing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
Every week they're coming out with something new over there, and the
Yep.
price is way more competitive.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
This is
Mhm.
absolutely unaffordable, even as like a serious collector. I'm looking at this
Yeah.
stuff and it's like I'm being priced out.
It's
crazy.
sad to say, but the Lionel name, it's not like it doesn't speak as much to the younger crowd as maybe it used to, or it doesn't maybe have as much prestige, and so that's why they just can't be charging this. It's not like with cars. Like Lionel's not the Rolls Royce of model
Right.
trains.
Right.
They're just a brand. They can't
Mhm.
they can't do this.
And I'm worried. It's like, okay, well, if they make them, if they start selling them for less, then they're going to cut stuff out of them.
Mhm.
And start making them really cheaply, like with plastic trucks and all that stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be this way. I mean, look at MTH and Atlas.
This is why I keep announcing, Menard's new release every Tuesday, because
By the way, thank you for that because my
Yeah.
dad just got that the house and the handsome halls because you posted that.
yeah, people are starting to catch on. They don't want to
They're
pay.
always coming. Yeah, they're coming out with new stuff all the time.
Yeah, every week, every Tuesday. They're gonna come out.
This is crazy. All right, so then we got the battery operated sets, which if you wait, you can usually get them at Costco. Like I got the Harry Potter set at Costco for $65, I think, a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys,
so-
I gotta jump out. I got a full slate of meetings tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm gonna be
okay.
sent my way
Yeah, we're
tomorrow.
running late,
Thanks for
so-
having me. Everybody,
Yep.
take
Yeah,
care. Have a good
easy.
night.
Bye,
Yep.
Chris.
Good time, Chris.
See ya.
See ya.
So we'll do the express. So we got the battery ones. We got a bunch of battery O. We got battery O. It is what it is.
Oh,
And then we got our little base Line Chief sets for $400. Then we got Star Wars. I'm not going to really talk about this much. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole myself. Because that could get you in a lot of trouble. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that this will appeal to.
All I can say is they could have been a little more creative with some flat cars and things on the flat cars instead of just being box cars. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why all the prices have jumped so much. Maybe it's the licensing fee for the Star Wars stuff. Because I'm sure the licensing fee is not cheap.
I'm sure.
The
And
lightsaber
they've got
illuminates.
R2D2 letting us know it's an all new product. So these are cool. I mean, these are cool. I'm sure they'll appeal to a certain crowd. I like the little their rebel chasing gondola. I mean, it's cute, but again, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of this, but it is cool. It is cute, and I'm glad they're doing it. It appeals to a wider crowd, which is always a good thing. And then we got the DC comics. So, any comments on this stuff?
No.
I mean, I'm not going to get any of this stuff, but it is what it is. Then we got Harry Potter.
Oh my gosh, how many box cars can you do? Wow.
So I think they say this is a whole new Hogwarts Express set.
Yeah, right. All new product.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And so I don't know. But anyway, I am all about the Harry Potter stuff. I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd. So this all is appealing to me.
That's cool.
Yeah. Minus I already have the Hogwarts Express, so I'm not gonna buy a whole new one.
Are you gonna get some of these cars?
Yeah, I'm gonna get because I have some of the movie box cars that they released last time too.
Yeah.
So I gotta keep collecting that set. And then I want to see what this butterbeer scented smoke fluid smells like.
That could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It'd be even cooler if Megasteam makes it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, so these things have their appeal to certain people, and like you like the Harry Potter stuff, so that's cool. Got the Kincaid stuff again. They've had that in for forever, and I never buy it, but I guess somebody does. The butterbeer scented smoke fluid, butterbeer reefer car. So it's just variations on a theme here. We got Disney, we got Looney Tunes.
The big thing there is the Stitch, the Lilo and Stitch with Stitch surfing on top of it.
That's cute.
Yeah, I'm a huge Stitch fan too. So.
See, there you go.
Like the back part of the catalog is like all speaking to me.
I got to admit, they've been showing this Angela Trotta Thomas stuff in the Lionel catalogs for like the last 15 years at least, and like I've never once bought one item of it. I guess somebody is, but it ain't me, and I don't know who it is. But have you guys ever bought any of this stuff?
No.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. And we got the Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers, Barbie, and we're getting into all the regular stuff that they have in most catalogs. There was one thing back here that I sort of liked.
Wow, there's so much stuff. Oh my gosh.
There is so much stuff. Okay, that Halloween train, Eric.
That's
a Halloween Commodore Vanderbilt. There you go.
Yeah.
That's got Chris Collar from the Susquehanna Club written all over it.
Yeah.
We've already bought our expensive Halloween train, so we're not going to do that. But it's cool. It looks cool.
It does.
And they got the outhouses. They got Halloween outhouses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it'd be cool if they had sound effects. have someone in there going, oh.
Actually, hold on a second. I want to look at.
You pay extra for that.
You pay extra for that.
Yeah. Then it's Vision Line.
Yeah.
So more of this, more Halloween stuff, and we got the Christmas stuff as always. They got the Christmas, the Commodore Vanderbilt Polar Express Commodore Vanderbilt, which I'm sure some people are going to love.
I do like that truck. I think that truck is pretty cool. But
that's cute.
Yeah.
And we got the North Pole Central. Got the disconnects there as well, and they got the North Pole Central outhouses. They're really doubling down on the outhouses here.
Yeah.
Tripling
That's-
down.
It's so funny they make all the fantasy stuff. They don't make a single normal disconnect car for the normal Heistlers. Probably because they're thinking nobody's going to buy the Heistler because it's $17.99 or whatever. Oh, Christ,
Jesus. Don't remind me.
I do have to say, I'm very excited because they have a Halloween Stitch boxcar, they have a Christmas Stitch boxcar, and then they have the regular Stitch boxcar. So,
yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is.
yeah,
It's got your name all over it.
it does.
And we got more of this Christmas stuff. Oh, this is HO, an American Flyer. And then we got accessories. They got the gantry crane. There was one thing. This was it. Maybe it was this AEC radioactive tank that I liked. I think
That would
maybe
fit in
was
with
it.
your stuff. Yeah.
Wait, go back to the base 3. I have to talk about this. It's gone up in price.
It has.
Base 3?
It's now 6, I think. It used to be $4.99 or $5.99.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're right.
It's gone up, and the app barely works on. I think Android it like barely works, or one of them it barely works. And so it's gone up. Obviously, you can still get a cab 1L if you really want it. But I'm just like, you haven't even. Some people haven't even still got the first one. It barely works. You can't.
You haven't worked out all the
transfer
bugs.
It's crazy. I was just like, why? Nothing's changed. It's only been a year or whatever since it first, since it first came out, or it took forever to get here. They announced. I've had my Class A and known about the Class A longer than I've had the Base 3, and I don't even use the Base 3 because it
Yeah, it's
doesn't work
crazy.
very well. I just saw I had the reference that it's gone up in price because it's just kind of ridiculous.
I don't use the app. I use my legacy remote paired with the Base 3.
Yeah.
I do like the one thing I like about the Base 3 is that the signal is stronger.
Yeah.
So I don't have as many dead spots as I did with the legacy system. So I do like that, but I've paired my legacy remote with it because the app for me is just well, everybody knows. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
They really need to. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
That's subject for another video.
That's we can talk about that for the next hour. We won't go there.
Subject for another video.
Yeah, and then it's funny these don't have prices.
I know. I was looking at that too.
Now I will say that the 180 power. Okay, the new WTIU does not like Lionel power.
Yep, it's because chopped sine wave.
Yeah.
Chopped sine wave doesn't like
It
it.
freaks out about it. I've had to connect up my Z4000 because it just freaks out about the chopped sine wave. Now, in Lionel's defense, MTH should I mean, it's been there for a long time. These things have been out for a long time, so
Yeah.
they probably need to put some sort of a fix in for it. And I think they are. I think Mike Wolf said they were going to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope they do because I don't want to have to throw away all my powerhouse bricks, but and my ZWL. But right now I can't use them because the WTIU just freaks out about them. So anyway, that's a subject for another video, and that's pretty much it. There's our Hiawatha SD70 if you want to join the something or other. But and they got all the stuff in stock. So that's pretty much it. So overall, I guess in closing, what are your final thoughts about the catalog? I personally, I think it's okay. The prices are a little crazy, but the items in there, I think they're okay. I'll be interested to see what's in the volume 2. But yeah, the prices are the big issue for me. But as far as the products go, I think they're okay. And there's definitely some things I want in there.
I think the catalog is, like I said at the beginning, it's mid at best for me. There's a couple items here and there. The pricing is extremely troubling. I'm gonna try not to have nightmares about it tonight.
Yeah, like I said, I have a few of the things that I really want, which thankfully most of them are some of the less expensive things. So that's super nice. But yeah, overall, and honestly, I was really hoping since they did the ACL CSX Heritage that they would do an ACL caboose. That didn't happen, so I'm kind of sad about that because they haven't had a new ACL caboose run, and I don't even know how long at this point.
I don't know.
And I know that I don't think there's even a scale ACL caboose available. I think all of the cabooses out right now that we have, they're all semi-scale traditional. So that would
Yeah.
be nice, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Sid, let's hear it.
I just think that, you know, the past like couple years just kind of overpowered this catalog. This catalog is just kind of a little disappointing. It's combining the prices with just sort of it's sad. It's a little disheartening to see them moving away so much from your scale modelers. For a while there, that was the kind of bread and butter, and it just seems that they're moving away from that. And I understand if that's just not the market anymore, but I really think your young audience is always going to lean towards that, even if it starts with semi-scale and then fantasy stuff and then becomes the full scale models. But the fact they're moving away from it and just the pricing, it's so hard to stomach all of this. And just a very strange marketing strategy. Like, heck, the catalog sort of almost made no sense the way it was laid out. There were just things kind of thrown all over the place. And so, you know, you got to wonder what's happening. I think we're at a turning point here. I hope it's for the best, but it's a little worrying and sort of disappointing.
Yeah, I've got some opinions on that too. I don't know if I want to put them publicly, but yeah, I've got some thoughts on that too. But
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that was a good show. You guys want to, in conclusion, do you want to tell everybody, in case they don't know who you are, just tell them where they can find you, and then we'll wrap it up. So Ben.
Yeah. Again, I'm Ben from Ben's Trains. I can be found on YouTube, Ben's Trains, and Instagram, Ben's Trains.
Peachy from Peachy's Trains, same. So mostly on YouTube as Peachy's Trains, a little bit on Instagram, and very little on TikTok, all as Peachy's Trains.
We don't even know if TikTok will be allowed.
That is true too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm Sid from Sid's Trains on YouTube and Instagram. I'm also on a bunch of the Discord servers under the same name, and yeah, I'm sort of just the electronics guru. And yeah, you can find me under Sid's Trains on all the different platforms.
He's working on my Canadian Pacific.
I do have your Canadian Pacific.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And they left. They had to leave, but Jason, his channel is JD Stucks. And Chris is Chris Trains and Things. Both of them are on YouTube. Great channels. So if you're not subscribed to them, go ahead and do it. And I think that'll do it for this show. It was a long show, so thanks for sticking around, everybody. We had a good audience. We had over 600 people for a good while. So
oh wow.
So it was a good audience, good show. So thanks for doing this. And I think the next thing we'll do is probably the podcast with with Matt and Johnny and all them. So that should be interesting to talk to the guys at Lionel and see what they were thinking with this catalog. Anyway, that's going to do it. Have a good night, everybody. And everybody who watched, thanks for watching. And we'll talk to you later.